No, I feel you. And now we're gonna move on, because the lefties have been bitching at us online, saying that we're like Republican shills. We're gonna talk shit about some Republicans today. There was a Republican governor in Utah, or there is a Republican governor in Utah. He was giving a speech to fucking high school, and one of the high school students was like, when she asked her question, or he or it, or however they do it over there, was like, "This is my name and these are my pronouns." He was like, I am Governor such and such and these are my pronouns. And it's like, why are you using the word Latinx and speaking your pronouns and shit if you're a righty Republican governor? Like, you should have just like acknowledged the person and then answered her question or his question or its question. Because you're probably the most lefty Republican I've ever seen. This is just an example when I've been saying Republicans are lefty light. The further left, the both parties are the same, both wings belong to the same bird. But the further left the left goes, unless you're like the Trumpian, Ron DeSantis type Republicans, the further right, fucking the right goes, because they all march in lockstep because the right politicians are too weak and feckless to actually do anything about it.
And that's one of the problems. Keep doing this and they keep pushing each other further and further away, you're never going to make any true progress and goals towards the needed conjoined goals we have to have.
This whole
we've been fighting against each other is not progression. That's the opposite.
This whole I have to state my pronouns and I have to listen to you state your pronouns bullshit. I'm not on board with that.
Why can't we just call people names?
You could just
no pronouns.
You could just fuck right off with that shit. You're wasting valuable time that we have to speak.
Exactly.
What's your problem? I don't care. I don't care about, honestly, and I don't want to be real mean to these people, but honestly, I don't give a fuck what your name is. I don't give a fuck what gender you identify as or lack thereof. I don't give a fuck what your pronouns are. This is government business. I don't give a fuck how you feel. I don't give a fuck about your emotions. Why are you here? What's your problem?
Address your problem with real, substantial, actual, tangible things that need to be done, that actually help the populace, not just one demographic, which creates a form of segregation that people seem to continuously miss, that any of those things is just another form of segregation. It's smaller little nits.
I don't
beat up.
Don't give a fuck about the bathroom. How is your life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, equal education access, how is any of these things affected? Because to tell you the truth, how you feel or how people feel about you, you have no control out of it. If people think you're a fucking man and you don't want to be talking about a man, and they think you're fucking retarded and disgusting and you're fucking all these fucking words that make you feel ashamed or offended or whatnot, they have the fucking right to believe that. They can't use that to keep you from living your life or believing you, but you can't fucking use the system to keep them from fucking not believing that. It works a two-way street. It's a fucking two-way street. If I live across the street from a fucking literal Nazi, a descendant of a literal Nazi that believes what his grandfather did was awesome, as long as he's not out there fucking putting Jews in camps, he has a right to believe that the Nazis were awesome. I can move. I can fucking not like the dude. He's not invited to my fucking cookouts and shit. But I can't stop him from living his goddamn life.
Exactly. You have the choice to be whatever you want to be, no matter who thinks what, where, when, how. But you do not have the right, yet again, to force it upon people. If you all come to a common agreement and you meet people and associate, and that means, and you're not douchey to the rest of the world with your own fucking beliefs, so be it.
I'm sorry for being a freedom absolutist. As long as the Nazi is not doing literal Nazi shit, fucking murdering people and shit, there's nothing I can legally or ethically do. But you're banning all these and seizing property from regular Russians. And I just found out those yachts, they didn't even seize them from the Russians. The Russians were having them built by British fucking Portsmouth shipyards or whatever. So they were they contracted the British shipyards instead of Russian shipyards, which means they're already not using the Russian system, which means they weren't supporting the Russian system, which means they weren't supporting the Russian war effort to begin with. But they had not even paid for these yachts yet. So the British fucking government seized the property of a British shipyard, and a British shipyard is lost out on a contract and resources and money by having fucking government take fucking boats that they didn't even get paid for yet. So the British government technically seized British property because they had not exchanged hands to the Russians yet.
And are we surprised? And that's the type of like shenanigans we're dealing with everywhere. How is it that they can't see, like again, like any business in any of these countries, like you can't have business. If it's not a war effort, if it's not guns, if it's not shields and blah 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 blah, like it should not be affected. Any of the things that are used in wars, fair. I can respect those sanctions if that's how you have to do things. Like, do you? But why hurt the populace? Because the populace in every place is all in the same boat. We're all just like, we just want to live a better life. And then when you guys start fucking with us, now everybody's just like, why are you fucking ruining my fucking life?
We're cutting off all trade with the Russian government. Okay.
Yeah. But the Russian people...
You can't... This one I keep bringing it up, but because it's hard to even not laugh just thinking about it. But you can't bring your Russian Siamese cat to international cat show. Like, what
the fuck did the cat do?
How the fuck
is the cat gonna explode and kill everybody?
Like, how does that help anyone? Like, I can't get past that. That's not the only example
how
of
does somebody liking their cat get affected by something that is completely...
They like that breed of cat or whatever, but it's like the person might not even be Russian. They just have a Russian cat.
They like the cat.
But how is being a Russian cat going to help the Russian war effort? I don't...
Win for Russia. Cat takes the goal.
Like, how does that help? And it's not the cat is not the only example of these obscene shit. Like, so we cut off all trade from Russia, which means we're not already buying Russian-made vodka anyway. So you pull Russian-made vodka off the shelves of your fucking liquor store that you've already paid for. All you're doing is fucking your own wallet.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Like, you're not, like, it's not helping anyone. So, like, if I was the liquor store, I would fucking put up a sign, fucking, all Russian vodka is fucking 75% off because it must go off the shelves because I'm not buying anymore. Like, it's limited time offer. Come in and get it. Or limited time offer, it's fucking a little bit more money, but it's like fucking get it while the supplies last because what's going on, I'm not getting any more. Like that's how you get rid of your Russian vodka off your shelves because you've already fucking paid for it, and removing it from the shelves and not selling it is only fucking you.
And it's funny because they did it.
You basically walked into your board meeting or your job meeting when you were explaining to your employees, and you came, especially if like when it comes to like my governor here in New Hampshire, when did it with the state liquor stores and whatnot. So yeah, this is for you, Governor DeSuno. You basically came up on the fucking stage with a big black dildo and was like, Ukraine! I support Ukraine! It's basically what you did, because you didn't do anything.
I think he's having a hard day.
I don't know how else to put it, because you didn't. What the fuck? It didn't help Russians. It didn't stop Russians. It didn't affect Russia. Russians were not involved.
It didn't help Ukraine. It's not like you took care packages of beans and canned goods. You know, that would have been something.
You know, actually, if you really wanted to help Ukraine, sending them the vodka to use as disinfectant probably would have been a better idea.
To use for their Molotov cocktails.
Just like, probably would have been a better idea. Oh my God.
Here, Ukraine, use all of this vodka we can.
Seriously, we're like, I brought it up on my thought of the day. We're like that Jim Brewer guy. It's like, it's...
But it's not